You guys, today we're talking about all the things that have been going on with James Charles. Now we're kind of in this place where he's still making content, he's still online, he's got a makeup brand, he's doing music. We're going to talk about things that have been said about his makeup brand, like him trying to copy Patrick Ta, and some of the other conversations about the way that his content still seems directed towards a young audience. It has just been a wild ride seeing James Charles' career, and he's still online. But you know what? Tati's online still, Jeffrey's online still, and so is Shane Dawson. So we can't be too surprised that James is also stuck around, but we're going to dive into his career, what's going on with him right now, and some of the things being said, because I can't believe we're still here. I mean, if you've been around online for a long while, hearing the name James Charles, you're automatically thinking about his scandals, because how could you not? I feel like he's more known for that than his makeup tutorials these days, though he's tried hard to change the way people are looking at him. Last year, he launched his own makeup brand, and this year he's tried to put out music, starting a whole new conversation surrounding his name. Though the comments always seem to lead back to his past, with people saying they'll never forget what's been said about him. I honestly don't even believe there is a world in which people will ever not see his past. I think he'll always hear about his previous accusations of inappropriate behavior towards minors, and the only escaping that is by having an audience who doesn't even have an understanding of what's been said about him. Which is why I think James does lean towards a younger audience instead of growing alongside the audience that he already has and the people that have been holding him accountable. And I mean, if you were to go look at his content right now, James does get love. I mean, there's plenty of people who comment on his videos, his photos daily, and they praise him and say that they want to buy his products. Shocking to some, but I think that James does have a strategy that's kept him very relevant with a younger audience that's allowed him to keep in the good graces of at least some people. I mean, when you look at his YouTube channel, he's posting videos that are more than just makeup related. He's posting content like playing Roblox, dressed to impress, winning dressed to impress. And these are some of his highest viewed videos in recent times. I think him appealing to people younger is a way for him to maintain some sort of relevancy, because these people don't know or don't understand what's come out about him. And yes, James has played video games before on his YouTube channel, and it's something that he actually does seem to enjoy doing. But I do think that it also keeps this younger audience around, and these people probably don't know what's been said about him. And yes, I'm sure there's people that do know about his past and just don't care. But something about the fact that these are his most viewed videos right now is telling me that the people clicking on this, they probably have no idea what's come out about him. And to those who do understand the things that have come out about James, he's seemingly tried to redeem himself this year for that, but his efforts have not been met with any success. Earlier this year, he did an interview with Sophia Franklin that didn't really help his image. He talked about his past, feeling like things got twisted by the public after he apologized, and it kind of spun into people thinking that everything he was being accused of he had done, and he was saying that's just like not the case.
So I apologize for something that I did do and that I recognize was wrong, which was not checking IDs and not taking proper precautions with the people that I was having conversations with. And I will forever admit that and be embarrassed by that and own that. But it just got so twisted into all sorts of crazy words and accusations and stories that literally just did not happen. And I think that because I posted an apology, it turned into, oh, James Charles apologized for what was said in this tweet, or James Charles apologized for what was said in this video. But that's not what it was.
He did acknowledge, though, that this would always be a part of him because he did mess up, so he was taking some accountability.
Do you feel like this is something that will always be a part of your story and you? And
unfortunately, yeah, I do. And that sucks, but at the end of the day, it's my fault. So it is what it is. Like I said, I've moved past it.
Overall, this interview didn't really convince people that they were about to completely forgive James Charles and forget about his past. And Sophia Franklin also was met with some backlash for even interviewing James in the first place and giving him this voice to kind of explain himself when people just felt like he didn't need that. And though he may not be able to recover his reputation in the eyes of those who remember what's come out, he seems to be pushing through. As I mentioned, he's launched his makeup brand last year, something that he has been talking about doing for years now. He launched with paints and a beauty blender and then came out with a palette and more recently blushes, which had a little drama attached to them given the packaging was very similar to that of Patrick Ta. People recognized the similarities right away and called him out over it, especially since James has made it very well known that he is fully aware of his reputation and that if he was going to come out with a brand, he was going to need to make products that were going to make a splash. He had said that he wanted people who were going to be like, I don't like James Charles, but this XYZ product is actually really good. Those were the things that he wanted to be said about his products. He wanted to impress those that maybe didn't even like him in the first place. But in creating a product that people found so similar to another brand, they were just kind of like, okay, like, what is this? Like, what's different here? Where is the splash? What is the difference? The blushes were selling for $35 each, and Patrick Ta's is priced at $38. James did come out to address comments about the blushes being so similar, responding to a TikTok at the time saying, I don't understand how brands like e.l.f., Makeup Revolution, and Shein release direct knockoff dupes and everyone celebrates, but because my packaging is the same shape as someone else's, it's a problem. I mean, if his angle is direct knockoff dupe, then sure, okay. But I think it's the way that James knew he had to be different and unique to succeed, and then he gives this answer and everyone's just like, well, I don't know, people were just expecting something different than what was already on the shelf somewhere else. But James also does a lot of videos where he's calling out the fact that brands make dupes or copy even products that he's made, comparing them. So it's like, of course, people are going to call out when you do it yourself and compare your product to the original.
People have started to kind of figure out a lot of these products that e.l.f. is releasing happen to be dupes of really popular, more expensive designer makeup products. And even though I buy and try quite a lot of e.l.f. products, I will admit, even I didn't really catch on to this whole like duping shenanigan business that's been going on here until I saw this video from Ali J that blew up on TikTok where she did a half face of viral products and the other half using their e.l.f. dupe counterparts. And oh my God, I cannot believe how many dupes e.l.f. is actually making. My mind was blown. So I decided to do my research, and in today's video, just like Ali J, we're gonna do a side-by-side comparison, a little beauty battle, if you will, of viral products versus their e.l.f. dupe.
Like I said, he's also called out brands who have stolen from him. So it's like, of course, people are going to call you out when you're seemingly copying another brand.
Earlier this year, my brand Painted launched our first ever eyeshadow palette, the Basic Canvas, and apparently, okay, Shein has got their hands on it and they have completely stolen and knocked off my Basic Canvas palette. I feel like over the last couple of years, dupes on websites like Shein or Temu or even like in Santee Alley here in Los Angeles have honestly become less popular because nowadays brands are stealing each other. Brands like e.l.f. and Makeup Revolution have had a lot of attention and a massive increase in sales over the last couple of years from literally just duping viral products that are already popular in the beauty community from big brands. Not only did Shein knock off our Basic Canvas palette, they also stole our Painted sponge, and this one hurts because obviously the eyeshadow palette, it was intended to be a knockoff, but they don't really look anything alike. This looks like an exact dupe. Holy shit.
Like, where is the PR to recover this situation? I mean, I'm not a publicist in crisis management, but seriously, looking at this situation, James has been working on these blushes for years now. He could have said something like, I picked out this packaging from the beginning and had no way of knowing that Patrick was also going to be using the same packaging, and when he released this, it was too late for me to change mine. Like something like that, you know, where it's like a little understandable of why it would be the same, but for him to just be like, other brands do it, why can't I? And people are just like, I mean, you call people out for it, so why can't we call you out for it? Just turned into a whole mess. But despite some backlash from the product looking so similar to something already on the market, some were curious about James's brand and have asked other creators to review it. Not all of them are down. Popular TikToker Gloria has gained a loyal audience reviewing products for her followers, holding brands accountable on being inclusive. And one of her followers recently asked, OMG, please try James Charles blushes. I want to see what's tea with his since he swears it's been years of time. And she said, no, I think I'm good. So it seems people are still remembering what's come out and been said and aren't letting his efforts in creating this brand and doing the music and time have them forgetting what's been said and done. But he seems to still be aiming high, especially with his brand, hoping that his products will land in stores such as Ulta and Sephora. He did announce that his products will be in some international stores as he said in September that they will be sold at the store Be Perfect Cosmetics.
I have a very, very special announcement for you guys. I am so excited to tell you guys that if you are located in Ireland or the UK, you will soon be able to shop Painted in person at all Be Perfect Cosmetic stores. I'm gonna be coming over there very, very soon for the Manchester store opening, or if you're in those two places, plus anywhere in Europe, we will also have international distribution for the first time ever. And I really hope that you guys are as excited about this launch as I am, because I know that you are going to love our Painted blushes.
Expanding even further seems to be the goal, and I'm sure years ago it would have 100% happened for him, but obviously everything has gone down with him, and here we are. And though he had previously come out to say that had he come out with this brand all those years ago, when he was at the height of his career, the products probably wouldn't have been the same quality as the current ones, and that he's learned so much about creating products, so he's claimed that he's happier it's come out now. But I mean, I can't even imagine how big of a brand this could have been in 2018 time. But that's what James has been up to this past year, seemingly trying to get his brand off the ground, working on music more, trying to move conversations away from his past. But people are not forgetting, and there's new conversations with his brand and what he's choosing to do with it. I mean, it's a whole mess. But let me know what you guys think about all of this, where you see the future of his brand going. Do you see him ever getting into a Sephora or an Ulta like he wants, or do you think that they will want to avoid potential backlash? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.